The world is noise. The world is chaos. But within you, there is a quiet center, a fortress against the storm. Welcome to the inner citadel. There is a moment every morning that is the most profound and secret battle of the day. It is not the battle with your email inbox or the battle with the morning traffic. It is the battle that happens in the silence, in the dark, in the warmth. It is the battle against the blanket. The alarm sounds, consciousness returns, and with it, the weight of the self. The body is warm, the bed is soft, the world outside is cold, dark, and demanding. And a voice, a deep, seductive, and ancient voice, whispers to you, just a little longer. What's the harm? Why rise? Why face it? It's comfortable here. It's safe here. This is the siren song of our lower nature, the call to comfort, the pull towards non-existence, towards the path of least resistance. And for many of us, this is the first act of the day, a negotiation, a debate, and, often, a small surrender. The snooze button, the retreat back into the warm fog of sleep. It seems like a small thing, a harmless thing, but it is the first choice. It is the first act of self-betrayal, the first time we tell ourselves that our comfort is more important than our purpose. We wonder why our days feel chaotic, reactive, and out of our control. It is because we lost the very first battle before the sun even rose. We lost the battle for our own will. A man who lived 2,000 years ago, a man who had more reason than anyone to stay in bed, knew this battle intimately. His name was Marcus Aurelius. He was the emperor of Rome. He was, by any measure, the most powerful man in the world. He was a literal king philosopher. He had servants. He had palaces. He lived in a world where, if he had chosen, he could have wrapped himself in the ultimate blanket of luxury and comfort. He need not have risen at all. And yet, this man, this emperor, was the one who wrestled with this same demon of comfort every single morning. And in his private journal, a book he wrote to himself to stay sane, he penned the ultimate antidote to this temptation. He was not writing as an emperor commanding his subjects. He was writing as a man commanding himself. He gave himself this instruction. When you have trouble getting out of bed in the morning, remember, you are rising to do the work of a human being. Let us spend our time today inside this single, profound sentence. It is a prescription for a life of meaning. It contains the three great virtues that our modern world has forgotten: discipline, humility, and duty. Part 1. The discipline of the first choice. When you have trouble getting out of bed in the morning, Marcus does not pretend the struggle isn't real. He doesn't say, if you feel lazy. He says, when you have trouble. He acknowledges the gravity of the blanket, the pull of the void. He, the emperor, felt it too. He is not shaming us for the struggle. He is arming us for it. He says, remember, the battle is won or lost in that moment of consciousness. It is a battle of memory. You must remember your purpose before your lower self, your comfort-seeking self, remembers its excuses. We have become masters of comfort. Our entire world is a machine designed to eliminate friction. Food delivered to our door, entertainment streamed into our eyes. We can live our entire lives from the comfort of our couch. And this vast modern blanket has made the simple act of rising infinitely harder. We are no longer rising from a simple bed. We are rising from a culture that tells us comfort is our birthright. We are rising from an algorithm that is designed to keep us passive, scrolling, and safe in our cocoons. The choice to rise, then, is not a productivity hack. It is a revolutionary act of defiance. It is the first crucial act of discipline. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. And that bridge begins with the simple, non-negotiable act of putting your feet on the cold floor. You win this first choice, and you have set the vector for the entire day. You have cast the first vote for your higher self. Part 2. The humility of the title. You are rising to do the work of a human being. This is the most powerful and counterintuitive part of the entire meditation. He was the emperor. He could have written, "You are rising to do the work of an emperor. You are rising to rule the world. You are rising to command legions. You are rising to be the most powerful man alive." He chose not to. He chose the most humble, the most universal, the most fundamental description possible. The work of a human being. Anthropos, a person, a member of the species. This is an act of radical humility. Marcus was deliberately stripping away his own identity. He was shedding the purple robe, the titles, the power, the ego. He was reminding himself that beneath the external trappings of his station, his core identity was the same as the soldier guarding his tent, the servant lighting his candle, the baker in the city. He was, first and foremost, a human being. This is the ultimate antidote to the main character syndrome that plagues our modern life. We have all become emperors of our own tiny digital worlds. We are the curators of our own feeds, the stars of our own stories. We feel entitled. We feel that the world owes us comfort, that it should conform to our preferences. We are offended when it doesn't. We are fragile. Marcus, the one man who arguably was the main character, chose to reject this story. He chose to identify not with what made him unique, his power, but with what made him common, his humanity. Why? Because this identification is the source of all true strength. It connects him to something larger than himself. It is a reminder that he is not a solitary god, but a part of a vast, interconnected organism. A bee in a hive, a leaf on a tree, a citizen of the cosmos. And a bee has a job. A leaf has a job. A human being has a job. Part 3. The duty of the work. What is this work of a human being? It is not your 9 to 5. It is not your email inbox. It is not your to-do list. Those are just the context in which you perform the real work. The ancient Greeks had a word for this, ergon. It means a thing's specific, unique function. The ergon of a knife is to cut. A knife that cannot cut is a bad knife, even if it is beautiful. The ergon of an eye is to see. An eye that cannot see is a bad eye. So what is the ergon of a human being? For the Stoics, the answer was clear. Our unique, defining characteristic, the one thing that separates us from the plants and the other animals, is our logos, our reason, our ability to think rationally, to choose virtuously, and to live in cooperation with others. Therefore, the work of a human being is twofold. First, the inner work, to be rational, to govern your own mind, to choose virtue over vice, to be patient when you are provoked, to be courageous when you are afraid, to be temperate when you are tempted, to be just in all your dealings. This is the work. It is the lifelong craft of sculpting your own character. Second, the outer work, to be social. Marcus constantly reminded himself that he was a social animal. The work of a human being is to contribute to the common good, to get up, to get out of the warm bed, and to be of service, to do your part for the hive, your job, your role as a parent, your duty as a friend, your participation as a citizen. These are the arenas for your work. You are not rising to consume. You are not rising to be entertained. You are not rising to be comfortable. You are rising to contribute. This reframe is total. The alarm clock is not a threat. It is a trumpet, sounding the call to your post. You are a soldier. The day is your tour of duty, and you must not be found sleeping at your post. This is the Stoic secret. The simple act of getting out of bed, when framed by this philosophy, becomes a profound moral act. It is the daily rededication of your life to a purpose larger than your own comfort. It is the choice to be a human being in the fullest, noblest sense of the word. We began by talking about the battle of the blanket. The person who loses that battle, the person who stays huddled in the warmth, is not truly resting. They are hiding. Their comfort is poisoned by the quiet, nagging knowledge that they have failed their first test. They have chosen to be a lesser thing. As Marcus would ask himself, were you made to huddle under the covers and keep warm? Or were you made to be active, to engage, to be the rational, social animal you were designed to be? The rest of the day, all of its challenges and its chaos, is just an extension of this first choice. If you cannot find the discipline to defeat your own blanket, how can you expect to find the discipline to defeat your anger, your fear, or your bad habits? If you cannot answer the call to your own fundamental purpose, how can you expect to find a life of meaning? The work of an emperor? The work of a student? The work of a parent? The work of an artist? The work of a barista? It is all the same work. The work of a human being? The alarm will ring tomorrow. The battle will be presented. The choice will be yours. Choose to rise. The walls of the Citadel are new. Our journey here is just beginning. If these words helped you rise, join us and continue the work.